Hi, welcome to the next episode of Tax Relief 101, put on by JP Altman. This is a show about taxpayers, tax debt, the IRS. It's probably one of the more passionate shows about taxes on the YouTube or anywhere, or on YouTube or anywhere, not the YouTube, excuse me. Gonna make myself look like an old person. But that being said, my name's Jared Altman, and this show is specifically for people who are dealing with problems with the IRS, usually people who are on kind of the back end of owing money. And it's to help them understand kind of how the system works, what they can do about it, and just give them some good information because I've noticed there's a lot of bad information on the internet, and there's sometimes people selling bad information. And this is what I do in my day job. I'm enrolled to practice before the IRS. So, I help people kind of navigate that process all the time. And just decided to kind of do this as a hobby. So, there's not going to be a whole lot of editing in this. And I've said that before, not a whole lot of post-production. What we get, assuming that it works and it records correctly, is what we're going to push out there. It's free information, though. It's good information, and it can help you get on the right track. The only other thing that we've got going, like I said, we might eventually, actually we'll have some other speakers from different tax kind of subspecialties. There's a lot of them, whether it's, resolution or audit side, or, maybe some tax planning eventually about how to plan for your taxes around having this kind of issue, or just kind of general tax planning, because I don't work as much in that area, but I find it interesting. And hey, it's my podcast, so it's what I like, and I think the information will be helpful. So, subscribe to the channel, ask questions down below. If you put them down there, I promise that I'm going to answer it with a new video in probably under a week, unless, for some reason I don't see it if there's a lot of comments. And if that's the case, just shoot me an email, and then I'll answer it there, at least to the extent that we can, because sometimes there's questions that are just too dependent on what the facts are, but then we'll speak in generalities as much as we can. Then the only other thing, yep, that's it. Just stay tuned, and stay tuned for future episodes. And today is about another one of our core values in the core value series, and that one is own our mistakes. So one of the core values at my firm is own your mistakes, or own our mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes, especially in highly technical fields. Not everything always goes as it's planned. Sometimes that's the result of an oversight, or not digging as deeply into a client's profile as you should, or not realizing that, when the client said this, they meant this, or they meant something else. And, you asked them if this happened and they said no, but they didn't really understand what was going on. They didn't understand what you meant by the question. Sometimes that means that something got missed, or something didn't get uploaded right. There's no professional out there who gets everything right 100% of the time. We're always constantly developing policies and procedures and workflows, and things to try to catch those mistakes, whether they're big or little. But I'm gonna be honest, it's not always gonna happen. But what we do have a commitment to is to own and fix those mistakes. So, if we make a mistake, we're gonna make it right. We're gonna do everything we can to fix it. That involves, throwing ourselves under the bus in front of the IRS and saying, "Yep, this was our bad." We're gonna do that because at the end of the day, we need to take ownership for our work product. And we believe that our customers, that's the kind of service our customers should get. So that's where we fall on that. And I think a lot of people don't do this because they're afraid that if they make mistakes, people won't come to them. And my experience in my life has been that, when I've made a mistake and I've owned up to it, it actually kind of makes a stronger client relationship, because that person knows I'm not hiding things from them. And then they see that I follow through and I fix that mistake. And once I've done that, they actually go, they think in their head, well, like, Other people could make mistakes, and other people probably have made mistakes and haven't told me. So at least I know about the mistake and they fixed it. Now, if I was making mistakes every day, they should probably go somewhere else, but that's not what's happening. These are kind of like the rare exceptions to the processes we put in places. If somebody's working for me, I'm kind of overseeing them too. And so if those mistakes slip by, that's rare because then there's more than one set of eyes. But when that does happen, we really feel like we need to own that and make sure that we do everything in our power, even if it ends up hurting us a little bit, because we made that mistake. So we need to take responsibility for it, even if it hurts. And we need to fix that for the client and make sure that they don't suffer any ill consequences because of that. So again, this was our reflection on our core values, and that core value in this case is own your mistakes. It's accountability for your work, accountability for your actions. Um, so that's that core value. And the only other thing, like I've said before, is comment down below if you have a question about a tax issue. If you got a question for us, we'll respond to it within a week. If I get flooded with these, lots of questions, maybe it'll take a little bit longer, but if I got a couple questions a week, you'll get an answer quick. And if you don't, we'll touch base with you at the very least and say, look, we've got 100 questions. We're working through them. We know yours is coming. We're also going to triage these a little bit by kind of importance. If someone's got a general question and then someone's got a question about like a levy or collection action, we're going to answer that one a lot quicker, just because the timetables are different. But other than that, I hope you're enjoying this podcast. Comment below, subscribe, tell me what you think. I want this to be a good resource for people, so I'm not just shouting into the internet. Let me know what you think. Let me know how maybe I could improve. Let me know what you like. If a lot of people like something, I'll probably maybe do more of that. If I find a lot of people hate something in particular, I'll consider taking it out because other people who are less vocal might really like it. But maybe we'll label them better so people can avoid that other thing. And just, we want to know what people like and don't like, because if there's something that's really helpful and it's about something that we enjoy, then we'll talk about it more. That's all. And yeah, you guys have a great day, and we'll have our next one coming out soon. Don't forget to like and comment, and that's all.